Macmillan Audio presents The Fireborne Blade by Charlotte Bond, read by Helen Mcalpine. Chapter 1. The Demise and Domain of Dragons, as told by Sir Nathaniel, Knight of the Grass. On my oath, I, Sir Nathaniel, do swear that what I am about to tell to the distinguished mage is the truth. It was autumn in the year 651 since the reckoning. It is not false modesty to say that I was one of the best 3 knights in the 14 realms, maybe even as high as the second best. A dragon is a fearsome challenge, but also the dream of every knight. Being so skilled, I thought myself the perfect challenger for the glebe reaver. I was so terribly, terribly wrong. I wish to tell my tale now, so it is set down in history, and may deter other knights from being as foolhardy as I was. The glebe reaver lived in a cave near the town of Exenham, which lies in the Exen Valley. My squire, Thomas, and I ate heartily in an inn before we set out to confront the beast. I had a particularly good beef stew. I remember because it was as delicious going down as it was disgusting coming back up. No one had seen the dragon in 60 years, although the grooves from its claws were visible in the surrounding fields. The farmers plant red clover in the furrows, since the land is poisoned by those claws, and red clover is the only thing that grows there. I'm told it takes 20 seasons for the plant to soak up all the rot, making the land ready to till again. I had done my research in the mage library, and I knew that the glebe reaver generally slept for 80 to 90 years, so it should have been in the deepest part of its sleep cycle. I understand the dangers of killing a sleeping dragon, but still thought it better than the dangers of killing an awake one. As with most dragon domains, there were no trees for about 1/4 mile near to the cave entrance. We knew that the glebe reaver's breath was toxic, and we had a special ointment to rub on the insides of our noses and mouths to decant the badness from the air. We had expected the stench to be a gradual thing that came upon us, but it was like running into a wall. One breath was easy and scented with the pleasant tang of autumn. The next burned my nose and throat. It made me feel as if someone held a noxious pillow over my face, smothering me in the foulest way possible. Thomas and I staggered back to the fresh air. That's when my stew made its return, and recovered ourselves before applying the salve that General Mage Thrax had given us. Please do pass on my thanks to him. Once our noses and mouths were coated, we tried a second, more successful assault. The way to the dragon's lair was blessedly short, although we needed to reapply the salve before we reached the cavern, so insidious were those fumes. It was a short battle. I had a sword General Mage Thrax had bespelled, and every strike I landed on the beast opened up a wound that kept growing. Because the glebe reaver was asleep with its head elevated on a stone ledge, I was unable to deal it an instant, killing blow to its brain like Sergeus. Although, given his end, perhaps matters were in my favour. It was a thrust to the chest that ultimately did it for the beast, not because it hit a vital organ, but because the wound opened so wide that its guts flopped out of its internal cavity and landed on the sandy ground. I have been on the battlefield, and I have seen men try to stuff their insides back into their bodies. That...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?